my whip, must be thought I had bricks. Say I wouldn't make it, but it's happening quick. Hating on me now, when I ain't got shit, you better not let me get rich, rich. You better not let me get rich, rich. You better not let me get rich. Hating on me now, when I ain't got shit, you better not let me get rich.
Then go ahead and make a wish. Put that on my life, they better not let me get rich. Stayed in the game, boy, I never rode the bench. All the people I'ma shit on, I done made me a list. Especially the DJs who don't wanna play my shit. And deep inside they heart, man, they know that it's a hit. Soon as you do it, then they all on your dick. When I was down bad, I couldn't get 50 cents. Got the city buzzing hard like camouflage did. Police on my hood, bro, like we was moving bricks. Whole damn task force know we off the hinge. And from the day I started this, I knew I was gon' win.
I see why you mad, you ain't swaggin' like this. Police in my whip, must be thought I had bricks. Say I wouldn't make it, but it's happening quick. Hating on me now, when I ain't got shit, you better not let me get rich, rich. You better not let me get rich, rich. You better not let me get rich. Hating on me now, when I ain't got shit, you better not let me get rich.
That was a sound on. Now you know I don't never have the sound on.
Oh, okay.
Good evening, America. Chill down. How y'all doing today? Look who's here. The old team is back together again.
Peace, brother.
The team is back together again. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Jill, how's everything going?
Everything is good. We had one that's driving and she lost her signal. Then we got Bernard Brown. I guess he'll be in late. Him and Air, they'll be in late.
Singer. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. We started out with this show, you and I, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But all of a sudden, you put all these misfit orphans in this show, and I don't know what be wrong with you.
Well,
and
you know the Cosby.
Huh?
You know the Cosby started out with just him and his wife and two or three of the kids. Then you know it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. So you know we got to bring in a cast of characters.
What that got to do with the price of tea in China? With me and you? I don't know where you be coming from with that crap. First, I want to say good evening to all the people who listen to this show. We're coming out of the great city of Savannah, Georgia, surrounded by places like Port Wentworth, Garden City, Tybee, Bloomingdale, Garden City, Thunderbolt. That's just some of the surrounding cities that will encompass this area. So good evening. I hope you enjoy the show. If you don't like it, you can always contact Julius Hall and he'll give you an answer why you shouldn't like it. I'm Charlie Brown. I'm tall and I'm good looking. I got a little limp when I walk, but other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, you want to send them to me for complaints, but send them to you for everything else. And see, I know I got a bad signal up there because it's only showing two little bars. Now it's showing perfect. That's why I should have hooked that Ethernet cord up because this thing goes out. For some reason, and after 7 o'clock, more people get on their on their
On their what?
on their computers, and
Uh-huh.
that kills. No, it's the one right there. Yeah, and on their computers, and that kills your bandwidth. That kills your signal.
We should have happy hour on our show as well, because from 7 to 7:30, get you an alcohol in your hand, whether it's a beer, vodka, bourbon, or whatever. I'm encouraging, as long as you home, sitting in front of your computer, they can't put you in jail for computer DUI because they just can't. So I'm suggesting all the individuals get a cocktail, sit down, send in some information, and we can talk about it. We got an agenda, we talk about it. George, why is an arrow on my face? Huh? It's an arrow pointing at me.
It is now?
No, it still is. I don't know. You think it's coming from me?
That might be it might be you. Move your mouse on it.
You're absolutely right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some rat poison because the mouse is dangerous. I already moved it.
I thought the arrow made you look a little bit more handsome.
Joe, you think I'm kind of handsome? That must be. I appreciate you sharing that with the people.
No, I said it made you look a little bit more handsome.
So you saying I'm handsome some now? That's what you're saying.
Well, I might have misspoke.
Let me tell all the ladies this, Julius, right quick, okay? Ready? All night long. Oh!
All night long. Lord have mercy. You got the all night long, man.
Miss Brown, you know Miss Brown will probably say.
What that?
5 minutes.
Yes, sir. So we are ready for tonight's show. We got a whole lot to talk about. A whole lot.
Edna Jackson is back.
Lord have mercy. Why you said that? Why you said
Edna Jackson is back.
Oh, there go your partner right there. Lord have mercy. We're going to make you a subject of this show too, Gator.
Gator Rivers is a commissioner. I never thought I would see the day that he will be in leadership like that.
You know he mad with you, right, Charlie?
He can stay mad. He ain't never give me nothing but a hard time.
He mad with you because he said when he was running and he came in Buccaneer to talk to us and to talk about what we'll charge him to run his campaign. What you told him?
I don't know exactly what I told him.
$25,000.
How much?
$25,000.
I don't remember that part. I thought you might have told him that. The only thing I shared with Gator was when him and I talked a few times, I said, if you're going to run as independent, you got to get X number of signature. Because he really was going to run as an independent. So he can be mad. I think he's going to do a good job as a commissioner. Congratulations. I hadn't talked to him since he won. So I'm very happy for him.
Okay. Well, he'll probably be cussing you out in a minute because he 1 minute he all right, the next minute he cussing you out. I don't know what his problem.
Julius, when you get as old as Gator, what you expect old people to do, okay?
Hey, Charlie, his favorite word is this right here.
Right. That should tell you the rest. Do I need to say any more? Come on. Let's go back to Edna Jackson.
Okay, Edna Jackson is up first. That's the first thing on our list
Agenda,
today.
yeah.
I think she said she said she's gonna run for Gator River seat next time. I think.
No, but somebody on the east side planning to run for his seat, and I hate to say this, I hope it ain't Tony Riley, so he can forfeit and let Gator win again.
Now you know Tony Riley watching, right?
He can watch all he wants. I just hope he don't run again and disappoint them people like that. We're supposed to be talking about Gator. We're supposed to be talking about Edna Jackson.
Yeah, we talking about Edna. Edna's back in our life again, and I should have held this one to last, but I had it on the agenda for first. And you know, she made a statement a couple of months back, no, last year, when she said she was doing an interview and asked her about what is her role in getting everybody else ready or something. They asked her, and she said, "Well, we're getting old and we're going to be dead soon, so we need to pass the torch."
I thought
But
that's what she said.
yeah, and don't look like she's trying to pass the torch. Seems like she's trying to light the damn torch. What is wrong with this woman? Edna, we've had enough of you. We have enough of Al Scott. I love you, Edna. I love you. But baby, we done had enough of you. We done had enough of Al Scott also. We done had enough of these people.
But Julius is unfair. You always put Al Scott in because he is not running for anything now. He did until Gator, what's wrong with Gator?
I don't know. What did he say about training?
Oh,
no. Tell us what you mean, Gator. Anyway.
Edna Jackson have been around. And what is she planning to run for this time, Julius?
The House seat 165 with Mickey Stevens supposed to be retiring.
But Mickey still got the seat. Don't he still have the seat? Has he resigned?
He has the seat. They say he put in a partial retirement or resignation, but it ain't official until the governor gets his letter saying that he is officially giving up the seat. Then the governor has 10 days to set the next election, special election.
Let me ask you another question. Wasn't the governor in town today? So he could have get the letter today, right?
He could have took it to him.
He's supposed to be.
He was right there. If he was right there, he could have took it to him.
Once you ask a Republican Gator's a Republican. He should know what the Republican Party doing.
Oh yeah, Gator, was your governor in town today?
Please let us know something and stop being so defensive on everything people say to you.
Gator probably had him at
a glass house.
Gator probably had him at the Rotary Club.
He's a token. I mean, he's a person that's a member of the Rotary Club. Him and another individual.
Yeah. So I'm
real happy. I hope they're making a difference in the Rotary Club.
Yeah. Well, we just want to send a message. We want to send a message out to Edna, telling her that we think that she served her purpose. You've done great. You're a trailblazer. Now get out the way.
Well, Julie, before we tell her that, who some of the people might be attempting to run for that particular seat?
We got Clinton Young. We got
was the guy who ran actually for that seat, 165th, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And Mickey beat him without even campaigning.
He certainly did. Name recognition pays off.
That's correct.
And he was incumbent.
Then you got Antoine Lang.
He's the young guy on the board of election.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Up and coming. And then you got Sabrina Kent.
Sabrina is back?
She's back.
Wow. I think this would be like her second or third run for something.
Mm.
I wonder. Okay.
I ran about 5 times, right?
Yeah. Is it any more running now? That's it?
No, but then you got they
Oh,
say they say
Coco Pepe. Somebody was
yep,
telling me.
they say Coco, but you know Coco ain't gonna get in there if Edna in it. And then they say um the paper put Edna in there. And
Right.
Edna
Oh,
said she
oh,
was
oh,
gonna run.
that was in Savannah, Moore?
Yeah, they
Okay.
all want Edna to get because they want that 2% uh 2% sales tax increase. So you know that's part of what they want, and you know she gonna be down with it, and even if it's not fair to all the communities, even though it's for tourists. And the hotel tax is mainly for, well, half of it goes to the tourists to the chamber, and half of it goes to the city, right?
Right. I don't know exactly how it works. You sort of been on top of that more than I've
Yeah.
been on the top. But the chamber do control a lot of the money because they're supposed to be some what's the word? Um
Well, well, they get so
promoting.
big, they got so big, Charlie, that they figure that they could tell the city what to do. You know, the
Wow.
city don't tell them what to do. They getting the money from the city, supposed to be the boss, but they tell the damn city what to do. That's
I
bad.
know, Julia. I know, Julia.
Anytime it's like that, that is bad. When
Yeah.
Pope Wentworth fired the chamber.
Wow. They don't have a chairman in Port Wentworth?
No, I'm gonna bring them back when I become mayor.
So Port Wentworth actually promote themselves.
They don't do nothing. They're a bunch of country bumpkins on that city council who don't
Well,
know.
that's why nobody never heard nothing goes on in Port
Exactly.
Wentworth because they
That's
don't
why
have
we're
no
gonna.
chairman. I
That's
didn't know
why
they
we're gonna
didn't have
build a
no
better
chairman.
Pope Wentworth. We're
I
gonna
did
build
not
a
know
better
they
Pope
didn't have
Wentworth.
no chamber.
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
got rid of them because something they got mad at they did. So they got rid of them a few months back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the city the city hall just like we did in Savannah, Georgia. We're gonna
So
change it
so what you
in
gonna
Port
try to
Wentworth also.
you gonna do what Van ought to do with the charter because what Van did went in the charter, then he made it to get anything on the agenda from city council. You have to have 5 people to get anything on. So you're gonna go and take the charter and make some changes because you just can't do it on your own. You have to change the charter.
No, they didn't change the charter. They fired the chamber. You
So you
know,
gonna try to bring the chamber back with the city council.
correct, correct.
Okay.
It was money in the budget allocated for it, and it can be reallocated again. They can rehire them and make them do the right thing. But I plan on making some changes with it and diversify it. But I do plan on bringing the chamber back to the city of Port Wentworth, um, so that
Will we have
because
will
everything in
we
the, everything around us is shining. Tybee is shining, Savannah is shining, Pool is shining, and here we are on the out on the outline of the county, and we should be shining also.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
it's some changes that need to come down, and I plan on making those changes. To win or when to say when? That's the question for Edna Jackson. Do we want to win? When do you say when? We say when now because it is
Julian,
time for you not to run no more. I love Edna, man. I admire her. What she's done, awesome. I'm not going to sit here and say that uh, her accomplishments were nothing. They
right.
were they were good, and but you have to pass the torch, Edna. Don't get in just for the sake of getting in to please somebody downtown. Get in to because you want to make a difference. Anybody that's running right now can hold that seat the same as Mickey has. So don't just get in the way to get in the way.
Julius, it's real interesting what you're saying, and it's important. People don't know how the state work seniority matter. So a new person coming in, although they're taking Mickey's place if he decided he's going to quit, um, they don't have no power. They do have a vote with the Chatham delegates, but they don't really have no vote or no power because they're not on key committees yet. It take about 2 or 3 years before they start letting a freshman get some power. So it'd probably be better to send a new person up there and give them an opportunity. And there are several ones you say running, and let the voters decide who they want to send up. Even if they decide to run, let the voters do what they need to do.
Gator say Kemp is your governor too.
Kemp is all our governor, but I'm not a Republican. He is a Republican, or he pretending he is and not showing the people his true colors. Don't get me started. I will mess with his IQ because I don't mess out like that. He know I don't. So he is the Republican. I'm not a Republican. And so he should own up to it if that's what he is. Don't tell Gator, don't start nothing. It wouldn't be nothing.
All right, Gator, you heard the great one.
That's right. I mean that because he know I'm straight up.
You heard the great one.
I'm West, and I'm out of that mess. But he is what he is. He ran as a Republican. The race was forfeit by Tony Riley not being truthful. Gator got it by forfeit. So don't start nothing. It wouldn't be nothing.
All right, Gator, you done got him fired up. You got him fired up, Gator.
Certainly, so don't get smart with me.
We wait on our other hosts to chime in, a charm in.
All right, yes, please.
Andra was on earlier before we hit the air, but she's driving home, so she'll be home in a minute, and she'll be on to give her opinion. I know she really wanted to say something about this. Maybe it's best that she didn't, because she'd have been cussing, telling Edna all kind of stuff.
Well, I try to keep mine to a bare minimum. I just think, I'm gonna give you my opinion just because you and I on the show together. And but you got your own opinion. I got mine. It's left up to the voters. If the voters want Edna Jackson, they'll vote for her. We giving our opinion to give someone an opportunity, but guess who's gonna make that decision? The voters gonna make that decision. Julius and Charlie Brown not going to make it for that. The voters will vote who they want in there. The voters got a pretty good high IQ. They'll do just fine.
That is absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct.
We can do all we want. We are bringing you the information you need to know who is running. We need to talk about it. We're giving our opinions. We feel like a new person could do well. Edna have been in politics a long time, and give some younger people, a younger individual, an opportunity to come in and represent. We don't need somebody to be there 1 or 2 years. We need someone who might want to be there for 6 or 7 years. So, they can understand how to do it. That's all.
Correct. And and Charlie, while we're on this subject, before we move on to the next subject, this is an open invitation to Antoine Lang, to Clinton Young, to Sabrina Kent, to Edna Jackson. If you want to come on in and tell everybody why you're running, and
that's correct.
Face the tough questions, because they're going to be tough questions. Face the tough questions. You are welcome to it. But if you do not call, we're going to talk about you. If you do not come on, we're going to talk about you. And we're going to back somebody else. And so don't think that we don't have that kind of pull. Then just try us. We'll be backing whoever come on the show.
Julian, you need to stop. Whether you come on or not, we're going to still talk about you. If you come
we're going to talk about you regardless.
Either way.
It'd be better if you come on the show. So we'll be a little bit more friendlier because we'll be right there in your face.
Right.
So
peace, come on brother. The show. Right.
I don't beg nobody to come on because you see me and Charlie, we have fun just giving our commentary.
Yeah,
but I want the voters to hear you. I want the voters to see you. Antoine was on Alicia Blakely's show last night. So Antoine was on Alicia's show. Antoine, we expect to see you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Clinton Young said that he'll be here next Wednesday at 7 o'clock also, I believe. So let
That's
them just
good.
talk. There's not a debate. Just come and tell us how you feel about it and what your plans are for the district and why you're running. That's all
I
we ask.
like that. I
Yeah.
like what you're saying, Julius, because you know what Charlie Brown always say: people, community fail for two reasons: lack of information, lack of knowledge. Give us the information so we can have the knowledge to decide. So we want that particular person. You
Okay.
know, tell us what you're gonna do. Just don't run the run.
And your last message to Edna is
Who on my last message, Edna?
yeah.
Edna, take your time. Don't trip down no steps or anything like that, so you can be in shape for the campaign. Because the voters gonna decide, and I really strongly think the voters going to pick the right person, and that's my opinion. Edna, this is a free country, supposed to be, and you have the freedom to run, and you do just that. But all we saying is give some other people some opportunity to step in. Don't make it difficult for the voters.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next subject, and it is
Julius Gator must be want some trouble. You know, I'm trying to be nice.
he was nice just then. That was nice.
No, Gator is up to something, and he know I've never said nothing harsh to him in 40 years.
Okay. Well, our next subject: a perfect death or foul play. Perfect death or foul play. Charlie, you got kind of silent.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out when I read the agenda. You know, you wrote 99% of it. And what you talking about when you say that, buddy?
Mr. William Zachary Harvey's death at the police barracks. Everything had to line up perfect for that man to have died that day.
See, you didn't put his name. You didn't put his name beside it. You know what it was.
Oh, I figured y'all. My bad. I figured y'all would have known. My bad. But anyway, is it a perfect death or is it foul play? We need to find that out. My problem, Charlie, is that there is never any. We had a conversation today in that group you used to be in, and we were talking about why there's never no outrage here. Why can't this city stand up and fight for every victim or potential victim, a perceived victim, until we get the correct answers, until the truth is brought out? Why can't we stand up and demand some answers? This city is just pathetic.
Well, Julius, you know, sometimes it seems like we have on handcuffs on certain things, and one of the things they say they did an investigation. I thought you was a policeman at one point. I thought the room that he was in, they had like the two-way mirrors. They had people that watched the person. I was just surprised they just left a person alone in the room, and I don't even know what he might have killed himself with. Do you know how he killed himself? Because I don't know the real answer.
They say he hung himself with his shoestrings. When it first happened, they say he killed himself with a dangerous weapon that he possessed in the interrogation room. Well, if shoestrings are dangerous, our kids are going to school with some serious dangerous weapons every day.
Well, yeah, if you want to say that, because the guy had to weigh at least 165 or 70 pounds. I don't say the shoestring held. What did he hang? He took his hand, must be hung himself, right?
And that takes a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve and a lot of strength. I want to see the GBI report. I like to see. I mean, he has some good attorneys. The family has some good attorneys, and Mawuli Davis and Francis Johnson and them. So we need to see what the report
Francis Johnson out out of Statesboro. He's an attorney in Statesboro.
Correct.
What did
They
he
got
say?
office here. They got office in Savannah now too.
Oh,
And
okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah.
What did he say? You
Well,
remember?
that's their attorney. That's the family's attorney, and they
I
want
heard
some
you.
answers. They want some answers. But if you look at it, Charlie, across the country, the only time that answers are given is when the people
Cry out.
make a petition for it, when they cry out for the truth,
Yeah.
when they cry out for answers. And this city will never get answers because this city or this county will always just lay down and they believe everything that the mainstream media tells them, which is half the time crafted to influence you in the wrong way, because it fits the narrative of whoever they are. And
Yeah.
so we're never going to get the truth. Until we start standing up and demanding the truth, until we start understanding that it takes all of us boots on the ground demanding answers.
Julius, you gotta, again, you and I disagree on a lot of things, but I have to agree with you 100% on that. Again, the question is, and it was a good question, about a perfect death or foul play. Julius, I really don't know. Because it's possible, but the shoestring, I don't know what kind of shoes he had on. He must have had rope in his shoes that
Must
leads him
be,
to lose.
must
Huh?
be, must be
Yeah, he
had
must have had a
open.
rope or something in his shoe or something, because
Yeah.
I don't say how the shoestring can hold the weight, what I'm saying, but again,
Miss Smiley Wallace
whatever you
said,
say.
Miss Smiley Wallace said, what about the camera? Oh, I forgot. They can cover up things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The investigation room seemed like they should have cameras, something in that room, because, if a person go in there and say, why I'm in here and I didn't do it, or they miss and say I did something, I'm just surprised,
yeah,
period, with a dot behind it, Joe.
yeah, it is. It's kind of disturbing and then I heard that nobody. Well, I don't know whether they since the FBI GBI report came out, whether they contacted the family and gave them their condolences or not. I don't know. Ivan Cohen says we have the findings of the GBI not seen the light of the. Why have the findings of the GBI not seen the light of day? Secondhand accounts from local reporters ain't cut. You're absolutely
Right.
correct.
And I
This
agree with
report.
I agree with Ivan Cohen. Thank you for actually your input, because Ivan is pretty knowledgeable about a lot of subject goes on in this community and things. And I just don't understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Uh, uh, and until we got to just learn to stand up. We got to be on the same page. They,
Yeah.
the with the we'll get to the police officer killing the little girl in that's our fourth thing on our agenda. But when something happens, just like the incident over there on Augusta Avenue, we have to be able to stand up together and demand answers. We got to be able to demand answers. And when the GBI comes out with some little funky, they cover up everything. It's a police organization, and believe me, I know that blue line. They're going to look out for each other. They're not going to investigate to see whether it really mattered whether that person, especially if that person is black, whether that person was killed, whether he killed himself. And then you have to look at who's accountable. Who is really? I mean, there is no accountability liability except for the city because it happened in their on their watch with nobody watching.
Yeah.
You don't leave nobody, especially if you got them handcuffed. And then I heard the person was handcuffed. They handcuffed and they still killed themselves.
Yeah.
Um, um, there's
Julius, like that?
no camera going, Charlie,
Yeah,
no
I know.
supervision.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe you might can answer it. use the police in the investigation room. Y'all didn't have like a two-way mirror or a camera, just something going on, hidden camera or something like that.
Well, back in the day, that was 30 years ago for me.
Yeah,
They did have a screen with tinted glasses,
right.
a petition up with you can stand in one room so people can identify suspects. They did have that at the police department. Plus, they had one room with nothing in it. But today, in today's world, with all the technology that's available, you don't miss that. You
I
can't
know,
miss it.
that's what I'm saying.
Really,
Because a lot of activities happening. The person get caught up in the room because they have cameras, hidden cameras or something, watching their interaction. And I'm surprised they have nothing.
yeah, nothing. And Charlie,
Yeah.
and so all they got is the word of these officers. If you take the word of these people, and all police officers ain't bad. I was a police officer.
No. We need the law. We really need the law.
Oh, without the police,
Yeah.
it's chaos,
Yeah.
Charlie. You got to have the
Yeah.
police. I'm
Yeah.
with reforming the police in Port Wentworth. When I
Yeah.
go in, things are going to change. You're not going to sit on these highways profiling people and giving everybody tickets. If you go to that courtroom is jam packed every week. Port Wentworth is the #1 city in the state of Georgia for tickets. That ceases on November the 3rd. That ceases on November the 3rd. So if you got friends in Port Wentworth, you need to tell them who to vote for mayor. We're changing that
I love
November.
it. I love it.
All right?
I
I ain't playing with the music. We finna build a better Port Wentworth. Every city's shining except this city.
I
Every
didn't
city's
know.
shining. We got more construction going on than a little bit. But do you all know about it unless y'all drive
No.
out here?
Well,
Y'all know nothing.
Joey,
We
the
got some
reason
country bumpkins running the place.
we don't know about it. You just told me they don't have a chamber no more. So they lost the people who do the marketing. That's what you're telling me. That's why we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they fired the people instead of.
The chamber's supposed to do.
Yeah, we got to do something about that. We got to do something about that.
Hey, Joe. Gator also hit back and say, Ivan Cohen, really? He think Ivan Cohen is a joke. Ivan Cohen is not a joke. Ivan Cohen may give you that dry sense of humor. Ivan Cohen is a very intelligent guy, very astute, and he at least know what goes on in the community. And others do not irate Ivan Cohen in the front of Charlie Brown, because I know Ivan Cohen is smart. He may appear he's not, but he is.
Ivan Cohen's a bad boy. Ivan Cohen's smarter than the average person you gonna ever walk into.
That's correct.
Smart man.
That's correct. He gonna say Ivan Cohen, really? He kidding? He don't know Ivan Cohen must be.
That's his favorite thing, really, but he'll never explain really. Cecilia saying all Savannah gonna do is have vigils and a march. We already know that they don't get to no answers. They don't get no answers. What she probably meant, and that's the truth. We don't get any answers. We got too many deaths in this city. You can pull off the perfect murder. How to get away with murder? Just come to Savannah, Georgia. Now, anywhere else, Charlie, they would be asking for the chief's resignation. I'm not a big Mentor fan because I think he's do boy, but I mean, I call it like it is.
Joey, you're wrong. Yeah. You're wrong. I've met Roy Mentor. He all right, Julius. He all right.
Nice guy.
Yes, he's very nice. He's a a politician police chief.
That's right. Yeah, and that's where his problem comes in. He being too political with it.
Yeah.
Ivan Cohen ain't no joke. He the truth. That's right.
He's not. Right. So that should show you to tell whatever that person said about him. He's saying something. What he's saying there, Julius?
He
I
said,
can read
found
the
another word, Gator. You're running really into the ground. Now step off your dyslexic, semi-illiterate Negro.
Wow. 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 You think Alvin Cohen a joke? He's no joke. Hey, let's move on, Julius.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you think Savannah might need a new police chief, Julius?
Well, I'm not for
You know, I
anybody.
don't
I mean,
think it's a police chief, Julius. Let's start to the top. Did you hear what
well,
I just said?
well, he is at the top of that police department, so it has to
No.
be. It has to fall on him.
Okay, but
But then the
it start
assistant chief,
before them.
but the assistant chief came out and gave a statement because the chief was out of town. And the
Okay,
assistant
but
chief
all
gave a
right.
statement. You know who the assistant chief is, isn't it?
No.
Your mayor.
Oh, Van Johnson.
He gave a damn statement. They got the damn majors and deputy chiefs for every damn thing. He never saw a camera he ain't like. Never
You're a
saw a
funny
camera he ain't
man.
like, man. That's crazy. He ain't
You're a
never seen
funny
a camera
man.
he ain't like. But Charlie, like I say, everything had to line perfect for this man to have died that day. And they aligned perfect. They weren't watching, there wasn't no cameras, he was handcuffed, nobody checked on him. All
I
these
don't know
things.
how. I don't know how.
And they aligned just right so that he could die that day. It don't make sense. And
No,
the
they
family
don't.
needs answers. Well, the public needs answers. And what we got to start doing in this city is demanding that we get answers. Stop believing everything out of that lying dude mouth. Because all he do is lie to us and think that we're supposed to believe everything that he says. He can't fool me no damn more. But because he
Well,
lies. So
I,
I
but
ain't
but
calling no
but
names.
but
I don't know who I'm talking about.
I hate to say this, but he did fool you for a long time now because we had words about that. You don't want to tell the truth, but he did fool you for a long time.
Is Savannah a slave mentality type city?
Let me see. No, no, Miss Liza, we not. I'm sorry. I was tired. My arm hurt, Miss Liza.
We believe everything that a person says. So we got to be slave mentality. We got that slave mentality in our head where we just believe everything that a person tells us when it comes from the news media, when it comes from City Hall, when it comes from the police department. Do you know that they were about to cover that up? George Floyd murder. Did you read the police report?
I know.
The police report was so bland and said that they went to the scene. It was a struggle. The victim resisted. It was a small struggle. He was taken to the hospital where he died. That's all it said. If it
That's
wasn't on
correct.
camera, that police report would be the official truth for what had happened. If it
That's
wasn't
right.
on camera.
If that young girl, 9 years old, did not first film it and film the whole thing, we would not be at this point to this day and found that man guilty.
Yeah.
The young girl was on NBC this morning. They interviewed her and ABC. She meant a difference.
They say who does who report to? Let me see. They haven't even hired an assistant chief since she went to Beaufort County. Yeah, she did go to Beaufort as the police chief. The one he brought in with him, mentor brought in with him.
Right. The person hired in the chief of police is actually the city manager. That's who he worked for.
Correct.
He worked for the city manager. And because then the city manager actually report to the mayor and let him know what's going on when it get to that point. That's how it's supposed to work if things happen.
Mm-hmm. So he went out of town, and just so happened he out of town. They bring in a suspect, handcuff him, put him in the room, and he kills himself. Really?
That's sad.
Head's still supposed to roll, but if you don't demand that heads roll, They'll do this every time because see, when a person realizes that you're weak, they will take advantage of you every
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. No,
So
no,
you
no,
cannot
no,
show
sir.
weakness.
You absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because
things got to change. Some things got to change.
well, Jewish,
But
I think we begin to make some strides, and we're going to have to continue. We're going to have to support those four ladies at the city hall. I don't have to call their names; they knew exactly what I'm talking about. We need to make sure they get things on the agenda, and that's not happening. You know, some changes going to be made, and it's not fair to the citizens of Savannah. Other things goes on, like the people in near Georgetown. They don't want a development coming. And Purdy and Adolf was in a meeting last night. They said they do not want that subdivision coming out there where they live at.
and
And
I
just
bet that
like
they ain't gonna. I bet they gonna stop it.
and seeing that's not fair. And they didn't want the Salvation Army to put the bills in there. The people did not want it. So they didn't have to go through all the facts saying we need to take the ideology, the historically fact stuff. They didn't have to do none of that. The people say did not want it. Period. At the end of the day.
That's correct.
So,
That is
you know,
absolutely correct.
it's supposed to be about the people. The people are supposed to be the government. You there to represent the people. You voice of the people.
Yep, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. Well, we're gonna check into that. We'll see whether
Julius, sorry, cut you off, buddy. I know we're discussing all these important information, but you need to renegotiate my contract, and I'll tell you what's happening. You got Eric Scott, and you got Sandra McKeithen, and you got Bernard Brown. They are always absent all the time. And you hadn't negotiated my contract with me now going on 6 months.
okay,
I have to do it on
I have the lawyers get with you soon.
No, Julie, we don't need to see a lawyer. You need to give me some commitment out your mouth. And in fact, I get those commitment out your mouth.
I can't give you that over the air. You got to talk to the lawyers.
I'm not gonna talk to no lawyers, Julius. I need something else. I'm gonna be showing up late like Errol Scott. Sandra McKeever said gonna take her 2 hours or 2 years to drive home. Hell, she ain't been on the air yet. There's more than 30 minutes done gone by.
30 minutes. She said 30 minutes.
30 minutes done gone by. What time is it now?
It's 7:50. Anyway, let's get to our next subject.
Anyway.
On the rise in America. We'll talk your contract later.
All right.
Mass shootings on the rise in America. What you got to say? Wait on you.
You talking to me?
Yes, sir.
I'm worrying about my contract. I should be quiet and let you tell us what to say. Because I'm not, you hadn't sent me a check in over 6 weeks. I need to renegotiate my contract. I hate to put our business in the air like this. Ladies and gentlemen, he hadn't paid me a nickel in 6 weeks. Not one red coin.
You didn't get the last check?
Julius, I was afraid. Miss Brown told me not to cash it because we don't have a net to catch it. So I didn't cash it. Let me get back to the mass killing. I think it's getting out of hand. I don't know exactly what's going on.
That girl's still driving, man.
I sure hate when people bother me.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll be right to you in just a few minutes. Don't worry.
Don't be pointing your fingers at me. You know, you point your fingers at old people, that's bad luck. So you better be careful how you point your fingers at me. You better keep your eye on the road. Don't you
give me 10 minutes.
Your fingers at me.
All right.
Give me 10 minutes.
We'll see you in
10
10
minutes
minutes.
might be another 20 minutes for you.
Okay. So mass shootings on the rise in America.
It
Charlie,
is,
what
Julius.
is wrong with these people?
Julius, all I can say, I think covert might have a lot to do with it. We was in isolation. We didn't go a lot of places. I think the frustration that I think there's amount of build up. It's a lot going on, Julius. It is, and I don't know what's causing these mental breakdowns, like the at the Fed, what the Fed at the Federal Express place. It's all over the place, man. Somebody write something in or say something to help us out because I don't know what's going on.
Well, Malvise work at FedEx now. Malvise, you better watch yourself. Just get hide behind a couple of them boxes and they coming in shooting home, boy. Oh, little cuz.
Julie, what you think? You think they're stressed out because of the pandemic? What you think?
I promise you, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it is too. People are, I think it's a bunch of copycat too, Charlie.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of copycatting because these people are shooting and killing for no reason. I mean, they got a reason. They get pissed off with their boss at work. I don't know what the last
You
one
don't
was.
think, Julius, cut you off, I mean, you don't think it's built up anger, like I say, since the pandemic? I mean, it was going on before the pandemic, actually, but as you got that combination of the pandemic, they got a lot of people got a lot of problems out here.
Well, yeah, but I don't. That one boy, he had, he had had his mama reported him before,
Right.
and they didn't do anything. Then he was allowed to buy a gun again, I believe. What the hell is going on? I mean, somebody need to be policing this the correct way because then you come back and the police department just gonna have to be liable in instances like that when you let a person come back and get a gun. You done been told that they had the propensity to shoot and kill people like that. And they got the capacity to do it too, and you still don't throw this person in a mental hospital. If you or I did it, then we can understand, because we're not nobody's profiling us to say that those are things that we'll do.
Right.
No, we've not been given that kind of evaluation. But some of these people have, and they're still being allowed to kill people.
Okay, I'll give you an instant. The guy in the supermarket. He went in the supermarket. He worked there. He shot the manager and shot some, I think 2 or 3 of the other employees. He went on the run. I think it's built up anger. I just don't know what's doing it. Honestly, I can't say, because people have been saying this ever since the beginning of time. We're living in the last days. Anytime you get 80 and 90, you are in the last days. There's nothing you can do about that. But, I don't know what it is. Hadn't you heard that saying, we living in the last days?
Okay, I got email just now saying that, I guess, it ain't spam. The guy was left alone for a whole hour. And I didn't see my phone. I just looked at it because it was buzzing. Left alone. How do you leave somebody alone for a whole hour?
No, that don't sound right.
With no supervision, nobody watching them, no nothing.
And first, the question is, Julius, why did they pick him up in the first place?
Yeah, because they say he assaulted a big white guy, a guy 2 times his size. And so they say that they didn't really believe the story. So the detective was going back out to the hospital to interview the white guy who he had stabbed. And
so that's why he was left by himself an hour?
Right.
That don't sound right. That don't sound right.
Don't. It don't.
No.
So, and they
And
say he
let me
hung himself
tell you,
on the back of a chair by leaning on the back of a chair and putting the shoestring around his, I guess.
wow.
You know. But the assistant chief said it was a dangerous weapon.
Wow. Well,
You know, so but getting back to our other subject, we had done left that one, but I had a message, so I had to check the message. Um, so
what's
where
he
were we, Charlie?
saying? Read what
The
he was saying.
the mass shootings up in you know, it had started long before COVID. Blacks think the community and don't own shit. Uh, Blacks think they own the community and don't own shit. Okay, I get you. Y'all gotta take your
Yeah.
time to spell it out because y'all gonna have me around here trying to read some words, Cecilia. But yeah, Charlie. But that's the thing. You know, we got mass shootings going on everywhere, all over the city. Is not only the mass shootings. You see that those are crazy people. You see that those are angry people. You see that those people have some type of issue with the people that they're killing.
Yeah.
So but the killings that I'm concerned with, which we'll talk about next after we get through with this subject, is the killings by the police. And going on, and they're killing us every day. They don't care. And I'm gonna give you a solution to it when we get to it. But let's finish up mass shootings in America.
Well,
Um,
Julius, at the same time, we know that person is right. It was happening before COVID. It was. And I think the reason why we are so much, what's the word, knowledgeable of it now is because of mass communication with the phone, social media. And a lot of it was happening before, but we just didn't get it as fast because
correct.
they did not do reports and stuff on if something happened in Seattle, Washington, the news might not report it if it wasn't on 1, 2, 3 on the top of their item. But now with social media, we getting to know all this information and finding out what's going on around the country a lot faster. I think that's part of it. It's been happening all a while. And I think it was out there. We just didn't, hear about it as fast, in my
That's correct.
opinion. I
But
think
Charlie, I
social
got a couple
media.
of questions I need you to answer. Um,
About my contract or something else?
no, about this subject of the mass shootings.
Oh,
And
okay, go
one of
ahead.
them is the first one is it something that we could do with the gun laws? Is that going to be a problem? I don't think that that's going to help too much because there's so many guns already out there. But it could stop a mentally ill person from getting
A
a
new
gun in
gun,
the future.
purchase another gun.
Yeah, yeah,
Julius, the biggest problem with that, if I own 2 or 3 guns, and I'm not saying you're unstable. Some people say you are, but I know better. And 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 you ask me, say, Charlie, I need to buy a couple of your guns. See, that's where the problem lies, and I sell them to you. There's no background check because I just sold a gun directly to you.
right. So that's
And then
part of
you
the
go out
problem.
and
But I
harm
guess we
some
got to change
people.
gun laws.
Yeah, you go out and harm some people with that gun or with that weapon, although it might trace back to me. But keep in mind, I will go to jail maybe for doing that, but you already did the damage.
Mm-hmm. Malvie say good evening.
No,
Um,
I'm glad he got a job. He can pay me some of that back money he owed me. I mean, because he used to have his hand out just like I'm in a church or something. Give me, give me, give me. You know?
Ivan Cohen say the world wonders what is wrong with America. Right to bear arms, fine. However, can the ammo be regulated? That's correct, Ivan.
Yeah.
That's correct. Give him the gun. You ain't got to give him the bullets.
Right, with no bullets, you're in
Hey, see,
trouble.
Gator? See how smart he is, Gator?
Melvise, you laugh if you want it. You better bring my money you owe me. Julie told me you work for Federal Express. I want my money, Melvise. I got my hands out. Give me my money back.
Hey, and the last one, Charlie, is this for this particular subject for mass shootings in America. What? Why does it seem like they could take everybody except people that look like us into custody, except people look like us?
Well, guess what? I'm gonna have to disagree. The guy in the supermarket shooting is black, and they caught him, and he's in one piece. And
I
they
don't think he was black,
did
was
lock him up.
he?
Huh?
Wasn't black. He wasn't black.
Yes, yes.
I
Yeah,
thought he
he's a
was.
black man.
I thought he was
No,
from another country.
his skin tone was black, Joyce. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. I
So
thought he was from.
no, Joey, but that's still 99% us getting killed before we get there. That's 1% that didn't.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah. I'm glad you straightened that out. It's just one. That
Yes,
one.
to my
Because
knowledge.
we get shot no matter damn what it is. We get shot. That girl yesterday, she called the police and she got shot.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad.
She got shot. She called the police and she got shot. I'm trying to see whether my this thing is telling me that my connection is unstable, and I'm trying to make sure. Maybe when Sonya come in, I'll plug it up. So, because I don't know what that is. It says it's unstable.
She's still
Um,
driving?
I don't know where Bernard and Sandra. They both got the stuff and
And
said they were going to be on the show.
Where's Errol? Where's Errol? We
She
need to
only come on
fire her.
when she got time.
Don't send her no more checks. That's the end. No payday for her. No.
Okay, she says she's buried in an RFP she's doing, so she's at work.
Oh, she's still at work. Okay, all right. Tell her.
Hey Charlie, I just got a text telling me that Edna is my cousin.
Oh, really?
Do they understand that even if Edna is my cousin, if Edna Jackson is my cousin, it does not matter. I'm going to tell her just like I think it should be. Chester Ellis is my cousin. Tanya Howard Hall is my wife. I'm going to tell it. It don't matter. You're going to get it.
Tanya Howard Hall for the 8th district for re-election. I cast one vote for Tanya.
I approve that message. Okay, the Derek Chauvin murder trial. Guilty on all 3 counts.
Should be.
Guilty. It was great to see that is what happened.
Julius, I got one better for you, buddy. Candace Owens, that piece of nothing far as I'm concerned. She have no voice for me at all. I just happened to hear her interview. They asked her what she think about him being guilty. She say, no, that's not a good verdict. And she went into the guy background and talk about everything George Floyd was doing, but that still it puzzles me. Nobody has the right to stand on the man's neck and did what he did.
She wants to associate things that George Floyd did in his life and make him guilty for something for causing his own death, for something that he done in his life, the past. So
she had no voice for me. She's never there.
Let's move it to the present. If that's the case, then people who don't like black people should always hold it against her for being black.
That's right.
She don't even see what she's doing. She's so stupid. It's a shame. She's not one of my favorite people in the world at all. I put her in the same category.
She's not my favorite at all. I'm saying Normally, when something on which she normally on it, I turn, I keep moving. But I decided the three white gentlemen was interviewing her. I just wanted to hear what she had to say, and she felt like the verdict was absolutely wrong, and the police officer should not have been convicted. And that's
she's
sad.
hey, she's a character. You
Yes, she
know,
are.
the only thing I do give her is that she is telling us out front. She ain't hiding it like a lot of people do. They do it behind closed doors. She is doing it out front. Her and Clarence Thomas, Ben Carson,
What
Herschel
you
Walker.
saying? What you saying? Candace? What you saying? Candace throw the rock and don't hide behind the tree. She said, "I threw the rock," and that's what you saying. Cause she ain't no chopped liver when it come to that. She do just what she need to do, and she's against us 100%.
Yes, she is.
Oh yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Um, but what's next, Charlie? How do you feel about that verdict? What do you think is going to come? Because this is the first time that you've seen that many police officers testify against another police officer since my trial.
I really, in my opinion, I think change is finally going to come. The president came on in a brief interview, and he's saying he think now America will start seeing, and this is time to turn around. And he said that, and I believe what he said too. I'm not saying he's absolutely right, but we have to have faith in the future, and we think things are going to be better now. I really think they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're gonna hope. But Charlie, they still doing it, and until they start making sure that each one of these officers see in the police academy, you're trained to shoot center mass. You're trained not to shoot in the legs. You're trained not to shoot in the arms or shoulders.
Let me
You're
ask you
trained to
what.
shoot center mass.
What, Julian? Why is that? I'm just curious.
I don't know, but it needs to be changed because you go to the range, you have to qualify on the gun range at
Right.
least 4 times a year. Every 3 months, you go to that range. And that's how it was when I was on. But that was 30 years ago. You might have to go more than that now. But they should require you to first use your taser. That girl had a knife. She did not have a gun. And I don't know
Right.
whether she was coming toward him. It was a fight at a foster home. A fight at a foster home. Police was already there. He pulled up and this girl, when the video shows a man kicking a girl.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was a man. Must be one of the people working there. I saw the video on MSNBC today, and the guy would kick the girl down. All the girls in the foster home was fighting. And so this police officer pulled up, and the girl must have came toward him with the knife, but she might have been going toward the other girl. She was going toward the other girl. That's what it was. And he shot and killed her. He shot her 4 times. 16 years old. And you can't tell me that you didn't have time to aim properly and shoot this girl in the leg if necessary. Because, Charlie, when we're on the range, that little rabbit goes down the line and you got to shoot that rabbit.
Wow.
If you can't shoot that rabbit, you don't qualify. And if you don't qualify, you get dismissed from the police department.
I did not know that.
Yes,
That's
you
the
must
first
qualify.
time-
You can't be
That's
on
the
the
first
police
time
department. You can't be on the police department and can't shoot a gun.
That's the first time I've ever heard that, for real. See, this is what I'm talking. This is the kind of information that when you're sharing now that people need to know. I never knew that.
And
So
you got to be able to hit a moving target.
I did not know that, Julius.
Got to. If you don't, that means your eyesight is bad. That means you might kill an innocent person. So that means you can't be on the police department.
Well,
So,
one time I know you think I make humor out of everything, but sometimes things are funny to me. I was a security guard for a couple of years. And
Wiggly Wiggly?
no, yeah, I was, huh?
No, I said,
Yeah, I
I ain't say
was a
nothing.
security guard.
I ain't say
And
nothing. Go ahead.
let me finish telling the story. And they give me 4 bullets. And the guy told me put one in the chamber and 3 in my pocket, up in my pocket, the shirt pocket. And the one was a warning shot. Like if they doing something, just give them a warning with that. And I didn't do that. I went to the store and I'm serious, I went and bought bullets and I loaded my gun up. And that's one of the reasons he terminated me. He fired me when he took my gun. I had 6 bullets in the gun. Yeah. I went to the firing range and I didn't hit no targets. I missed everything in sight.
And that's why you were a security guard.
Yo, I guess that's why I was a security guard. I didn't want to be I didn't try to be a policeman, Julius. That's about 40 years ago, bro. 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, I never knew that your other life you were a security guard.
Yeah,
Barnwell
I
said
was a security guard.
they won't employ President Obama's 21st century policing plan for procedural justice.
What's his plan?
I don't know what that is, but maybe Barnwell will lay it out a little bit for us. But
That ain't Barnwell used to be at Savannah State, is it?
correct.
Is that him?
Yes,
I think he was a major on the police department as well.
correct.
I like that guy, man. I'm serious. I'm a big fan of Barnwell.
That's my brother.
Barnwell, hello, my friend. I did not know that was you. Give us some key advice on some of that information you're sharing now, because I don't know about it. You might know more than Julius and I, because Julius was a policeman back when the Keystone Cop were policemen. So bring
Barnwell
us
and I
up to date.
we went to the police academy together. Him and him, Darrell Cone,
I didn't
Edie
know
Gray, Jack
that.
Snowden. We had a big class. Jack Snowden, James Barnwell, Darrell
Wow.
Cone, and Edie Waters. Man, it was about 20 of us in the academy back then.
That's a good class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Barnwell turned out to be, as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the best policemen that Savannah ever had. I mean, the guy had number class. He was an eternal fair for a while, officer as well, because he had great personality. I thought he was going to run for sheriff, because if he ran for sheriff, I would have got him work for the guy. Really?
Yeah, maybe
I
he
like
should.
Barnwell.
He probably should run for sheriff now. You know.
Well, he might decide that all he has to do is contact me. I don't mind going to work for him.
No, okay,
You
you
know?
heard that, Barnwell. Charlie
Well,
Brown said, "Call him."
He know
Call
I'm
him.
going to work for him. I'm not running for office either when I'm saying that either. Okay, Mr. Mayor Boat Wentworth. Keep in mind, I'm not running for anything. I don't mind working for him. But if I was running for Mayor Port Wentworth, then I couldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay, we hear you.
All right, then. I
We
want
hear
to
you.
clear the air on that.
We hear you. Well, reforming the police. I know that we're not talking about replacing the police, because that would just create chaos. What we're talking
No,
about is that there
we
needs
need
to
the
be
policeman.
reforms, sir.
We need the policeman. I mean, we need law.
Yeah,
Law
yeah,
and
yeah.
order. We do.
Correct. We must have the police, because it'll be chaos without the police.
Joey,
We
one of the
can't.
things,
We can't pull.
Joey, one of the things we need to do
Hmm.
is when the police pull you over, don't resist, don't fight, don't give them reason. I'm being perfectly honest,
Right.
because
You
they're
got to live.
looking for reasons.
Yeah,
And
you got to
most
live
cases,
another day.
yeah, please
Yeah.
put your hands up the proper way. Don't tussle with them. Don't fight. Don't make excuses, because they will do what they need to do in the first place. So I'm saying you don't need to help them and aid them on that. Please, people, listen to Charlie Brown. if I say nothing else to you, I'm saying thank you to my friend. Those are kind words, but guess what? Those are true words. You are a class guy. You always has been, and I got the utmost respect for you. And I just want you to know, I don't care what people might say. Actions speak louder than words, and you have done that.
All right.
Else in a note cross, but at the same time, Julie, back to what I'm saying, we don't give them a reason to do certain things. You know, the harm must hurt us. If they pull over, put your hands up. Don't tussle with them. Don't fight them. You know, just let them go ahead and arrest you if that's what they're going to do.
That way you live to see another day. What's up, Sandra?
Hey, everyone. Charlie.
Go ahead. Let me hear your mouth. Go ahead.
We're going to talk later on off camera.
No, we don't have to talk off camera. Tell me whatever you want to tell me now. Nobody tell you to be driving. You should have just set up where you was at. You didn't have to come all the way on your house. If you can't take criticism like Arrow, then y'all shouldn't be out here. You want to jump on me? I'm telling it like it is. Talking about 30 minutes, it's been almost an hour.
Listen, this is not little old Savannah. This is big Houston. You know.
Houston. How big is Houston?
Enough for you to be still driving in an hour and a half to still be in Houston. That part right there. So
Houston way bigger than Savannah.
Well, I'm gonna have a lightning round for you, Sandra. I need you to give me one, so you won't miss out because I know you wanted to do it. But please try to refrain from calling anybody any derogatory names, without using. I mean, for certain words, you know how you could use another word. You know. So you got to be able to do that, or you'll end up in Facebook jail.
I'm in Facebook jail right now.
The first subject is Edna Jackson back in politics. How do you feel about that?
She need to have several seats. Just do what she was doing while she was in office the first time. Sit down. Sat down and reach around and sat down.
Okay. Charlie, you started this, Charlie. Okay. That's from Sandra. That's Sandra's opinion, and she's sticking to it. Okay. A perfect death. A foul play. The death of the young man at the Savannah Police Department in the interrogation room.
That's very suspicious. It's just as suspicious as it was when that young man, remember some years ago, right there on Augusta Avenue, the young man, when they put him in the back seat of the
Mr. D.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they wiped that up under the table. We never heard any more about that. You know, and when we did, it still didn't sound right, you know, but just like, I mean, I listened to the whole show. So, you know, just like you said, in Savannah.
Well, and one of the things that quelled that was, I see where the current mayor gets that tactic from. When they were protesting out there, Edna went out there and walked with them.
I wouldn't give a damn if
that stopped them from doing a lot. And they even mosquito sprayed them. And the man in the helicopter told Al Scott, I thought they were gnats.
Wow, gnats.
But anyway, that's a story that I heard is true.
That gnat sounds funny to me. Gnats.
Yeah, he thought they were gnats, so he sprayed them. And the mayor got sprayed. And the council person for that area got sprayed. But they want to chastise the only one that stood up and acted like they were really for the people and wanted answers, and that was Yusef Shabazz.
Yeah,
Yusef Shabazz is a real fighter. Yusef Shabazz don't give a damn what you say. Yusef Shabazz is a person for the people. He's a servant. He's not a politician. A politician looks after themselves. A servant looks out for the people. And that's what Yusef Shabazz was doing. And what they did to him, but kill him in the press. And who let it happen? We let it happen.
Julius, and you're absolutely right about Yusef Shabazz, because he had me scared up one time. I didn't want to even crank my truck up.
Hey, he put that grin on you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that's all I can say about him. I know my co-host don't want to say nothing. I see her face, so we're going to move on to new stuff.
Wait
a minute, I'm going to let you speak. Yusef came and stood by me. I was so scared he didn't even know. He said, how you doing, Charlie Brown? I said, I'm doing all right.
I don't have, in my defense, I don't have anything against Yusef or Dr. Shabazz. The only thing I do have against them is that they don't elicit help when they should, know.
Correct. You got to have the people behind you. But the problem with that is, Sandra, in Savannah, the people are not behind you. And you got to bring your team. You got to bring your army. You got to bring the people.
That's what was saying.
To do what you need to do, because they're not going to just listen to one person, because the paper will shut you down, the press will shut you down, and until you start doing it en masse, when we can get everybody there to really protest the right way and to really show these people that we're not playing, then this is what happened. I welcome anybody to come protest in Fort Whitworth when I'm the mayor. Come on, we're gonna give you answers. We ain't gonna run from you. We might not be the answer you want, but we're gonna damn sure give you answers. The next thing, Sandra.
We're gonna change something, but you know what I want you to do? Give me the key to the city. I want a key to the city.
I'm gonna let you sit in the mayor's desk and take a picture like you told Al you wanted to do. You're gonna sit in mine.
Nah, Julius, you don't put all my business in the street now.
Sandra, mass shootings on the rise in America. Give us your take.
Well, first of all, I feel Charlie, you were wrong. The shooter that was inside of the grocery store, he was from one of those Indian countries. He had been born over there, but he had been raised over here, and one of his parents were white. And
Wasn't his complexion pretty dark? That's what I said.
No, answer. You need to get your glasses.
You sure?
Yes.
Look it up.
Because somebody, can one of the viewing audience?
No, just look it up.
Can one of the viewing audience look it up for me, please? This man complexion was dark.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He was no darker than a doggone Italian damn white boy. The only thing that I had problem with was that they said he was in his 20s and he was balding already.
Maybe I got the wrong one.
He done had a hard life. He done had a hard life. I'd probably start shooting up the place too if I looked like that.
But hold on, somebody out in podcast land, please look it up and help me out, because I thought maybe I'm seeing things wrong.
No, you probably are. But
okay then, all right.
This is what it is. First of all,
Charlie,
this is what he looks like.
Oh,
yeah.
I had the wrong picture.
Yeah. See, this is what they call a napkin.
Yes.
Just take it and clean your glasses like that.
Just clean your glasses.
You made me almost curious, okay?
But let me talk. So, first of all, we've been accepting these mass shooters, the Unabombers, and all of that, centuries, decades. I mean, we can go back. And the issue is that white men in particular, they have been emboldened, but they're mad. They're mad in these recent, the big lie sparked the anger. January 6th sparked off a whole chain of events in this United States because white men are fearful of what is going on. They do not want to release power. Power means equality across the board, no matter what your skin color is. That's the reason why they are doing all of this, because if you turn to Fox News right now, I haven't even watched Fox News, but I know that they are telling people, oh, they're coming for your guns. They're trying to replace you. They're trying to do this. They're feeding these white men this rhetoric all day long. And if you're being fed this junk food all day long, at some point, you're going to spit it up. You're going to act on it, So that's what they're acting on. If you're being told that the Mexicans are coming to take your job, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to train a Mexican? If you're being told that the Asians are bringing some type of disease from another place, are you trying to befriend a Asian? No.
Wow.
You want to off the Asians. If you're being told that these Black people are inferior to you for all these, you're being fed hate. Nothing can come out of you but hate.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Can I stop you for a minute? What you think about Candace Owens? She said George Floyd
wasted good airspace. I don't know what she said.
Same thing I say, but I still like to hear your opinion. She was terrible. She said the verdict for George Floyd was absolutely wrong.
Listen, I will not give Candace Owens any of my brain matter. Candace is a nobody trying to be somebody, trying to impress these white folk.
Okay, Derek Chauvin murder trial. Guilty, guilty, guilty. What's your take? And don't take all day on this one like you did just now.
I
take your time. Go ahead. I want to hear you talk, because that other woman, she's not him.
I gave y'all a whole hour and a piece, and y'all just bantered back and forth. I'm bringing some logic to this game.
Who's just bantered back and forth? Just go ahead. We'll talk after the show. You're right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was emotional because all of us was here long enough to go back to, I'm not as old as you guys, Emmett Till and all of them, all of that injustice. But I do go back to, but I do go back to, I go back to Rodney King and watching them beat him to a pulp,
right?
Saying, oh, I know that they're going to jail, and the hurt that I felt in my heart when they walked out of that damn courthouse free, and that Zimmerman guy, the hurt that I felt when Trayvon Martin, he's just another dead boy,
right.
The little boy in the park, Rice, they killed him within 12 seconds of pulling up to the little park where he was playing with his toy gun.
Go ahead, you're right.
Stood accountable for that murder. And that was a murder. I felt something. So, so even though this was not really justice, it was justice for, for George Floyd, but it made me feel just emotional, to just know that at least we got one win. We got one win out of all these damn losses that we done seen, these atrocities that we've had to witness, and all we've been able to do
you got two. You got two really. You got two really, and you really got three, but you got two when you got what's his name in South Carolina. He was caught. He got caught also when he shot the guy and lied, threw a gun down, and was about to lie. And see, that's what I'm saying. The only evidence you got is of this witness is the police's statement, unless somebody videotapes it. If it wasn't for this era where we have these phones now, and these phones are the most important thing, that you could tape the audio, the officer doing his investigation of anybody. You can tape it. It's allowed in most states that you can film them. And a lot of them want to take your phone and tell you don't tape, but it's against the law for them to do that now. So you can tape anything.
And I don't care if George Floyd would have smoked a damn blunt and drank some sherm right there on site. It was, they still could not negate that man putting his knee on that man's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. You cannot negate that, and make it seem right to a logical mind. Because it takes time for weed, sherm, meth, all of that to get into your system, to take effect on you. Yeah. But it took 9 minutes and 29 seconds for him to kill that man. I'm just saying. So,
okay, we caught up now. We got 25 minutes left.
You
caught up.
Julia,
yes, sir.
Sandra, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I appreciate you coming back on the show. You did give some sanity to it. You sort of put the glue where we needed. Julius and I was a little bit loose here and there, and we needed you to come in and put that impact to it. And I want to thank you 100%. Now, if you still want to talk to me after we go off the air, you can. I'm giving you your prompts now.
Thank thought you was That's all I needed. That's all I needed. No, we don't have to talk no more.
Excellent. All right.
We don't have to talk no more.
All right.
Our next subject, since you're caught up and had your opinion on all of them, especially telling Edna that she needs to take a seat, several seats.
You just wanted to say that again about Edna. That's all.
Edna, take a seat. Edna, my cousin. Somebody just text me and say that's your cousin. Hey.
Just sit by her. Sit by her.
I got a text from one of my family members telling me that's my cousin. I don't care.
Y'all need to hold hands. Sit and hold hands. Yeah.
Listen, what do y'all think about the president of Chad, Idris Elba? The president of Chad. Chad is in Africa. Right.
I don't know much about that. No.
So he was on the front lines talking to the troops.
Okay.
Visiting the troops and got killed.
Who killed him?
the rebels. They're in the fight. They're fighting.
Yeah.
They've been fighting over there for years.
Yeah.
He been over there running things for a long time, but now his son got to take over. But he went to the front lines and got killed.
I mean, why
Yeah.
would he go to the
What-
front line and then wear a bulletproof vest?
That's what I'm trying to figure out too. He shouldn't have never been there. I wouldn't have been there. Talking about the front line.
Well,
No, I
he
wouldn't
said,
have been there.
What you say, Sandra?
well, he said that he wanted to be with his men. You know, I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the noble things. You know, and I commend things like that because why do you send people? I have problems with the presidents over here that send people to war. Just like, remember when Bush was sending all our boys to these useless ass wars, you know, that we knew. I mean, we still fighting one for the last 20 years, you know. We
In Afghanistan.
yeah, boys just coming back, and you ain't never been even in the military. You know, you too scared to even go over there. I mean, so that's a sign of courage. You know, a leader that will do exactly what he's sending his men to do.
You don't think Donald Trump would have went on the front line and welcomed the troops?
Yeah, okay, him and his damn bone spurs.
The only thing Donald Trump would do is get some Kentucky KFC and a Diet Coke, and that's about it.
Child, please. I'm trying to get out of doggone Facebook jail. Stop it. Don't.
Are you in Facebook jail?
Yes, I've been in there for the last 7 days. Who knew?
What did you do?
It didn't come from our show, did it?
No.
No.
I didn't know you got what you got. Waitress? I mean, you got a waiter at your house?
Yes.
My God, Joey, she rich.
You didn't see Chris come up. Chris got his chauffeur. He got his waiter's jacket on and all. What's up, Chris? Hey, but anyway, I don't know what he was thinking about being on the front line, but I know Charlie Brown wouldn't have been there.
No, Julius, you're absolutely wrong. First and foremost, Charlie Brown would have been in Hawaii somewhere on the beach.
and gave some troops a pass to come visit you on the beach in Hawaii.
That's the only way I come. I make a phone call and say, y'all boys doing all right?
But see, we wouldn't be fighting all of these wars if they would. I mean, just like over there in Europe, even with the prince, you know, before they take over as the kings and stuff like that of Europe, they have to serve in the military. You know, I mean, Prince Charles, Prince William, all of them, you know, they served in the military. You know, the United States is the only place where just a old dumbass like Trump can just get voted in by a bunch of yeehaws, and there it is. That's, you know, that's what happens. What I thought I saw you, Cecilia, in next cell. Yeah.
Oh, y'all been in Facebook jail together. They had me in Facebook jail last week. They had the platform in Facebook jail for something somebody said. So that's why I just tell everybody now, just watch what you say, because you got spies out there that don't want you to succeed. You can't be great because they won't let you be. So so we just gotta watch what we say a little bit more carefully. You can talk about anybody you want, say anything you want to say. You just can't use derogatory terms. That's all. Yes. But we good. But that's all on that particular guy. We got two more subjects to go with. And one
salad.
of them is
You want that soup, the same soup.
the Capitol Hill mess. Did y'all see the coroner's new ruling on the death of Officer Spacek, Spadek, whatever his name was?
You said what?
Did y'all see the coroner's new ruling on the police officer in Capitol
Yes.
Hill's death?
You know what? That is some bogus. That's so bogus because see, it's causation. Because had they not been there, had they not sprayed that in accelerant or whatever, so now they're saying, "Oh, it was natural causes."
Natural
No,
causes.
how the fuck?
How?
That blew my mind.
Me too. It messed me up. I say,
But
what the hell?
but listen. I don't know if we've talked about this on this show, but do y'all know that they sent memos and letters to that same police department telling them, oh, don't use restraint, don't use force and all of this when those insurrectionists was coming to town, so and that's why they got their asses handed to them by
But you
these.
know, Sandra and Charlie, if Charlie, me, and you, Air and Bernard went and robbed a bank, and y'all knew we were going to the bank, and none of us had no money, but y'all see me get out with the gun, and we go in the bank and rob the bank. No, but y'all don't even go in. Y'all stay in the car outside in front of the building. I go in, rob the bank, come back out. All us on camera getting in the car running. Who y'all think going to jail?
All of us. And then if in the commission of our crime, somebody had a heart attack,
Died for some reason.
whatever, we are being charged with murder.
That's correct. A person could trip, bump their head, hit their temple, and die because they was trying to get away from us. We still get charged with that murder, every one of us.
Murder.
So the police, my point is, they got the pings from their cell phones to know every one of them that was there almost.
You're right.
Yes.
Why aren't they being charged with accessory? They went there, they did an unlawful entry into that Capitol. Every one of them should be charged.
Yes.
I know you're saying that, oh, to overload the courtrooms. We don't give a damn. You've been overloading the courtrooms with us for 400 years.
That's right.
Overload.
This shows you the two sets of justice systems, because first of all, we wouldn't have made it in there.
You're right.
Well, if we would have made it in there, our asses wouldn't have made it out. We wouldn't have made it out to get on no goddamn planes to go home to let the FBI investigate this shit and all of this. We'd have gone home. We'd have been home in a pine box because they'd have mowed us down just like they're cutting down grass. Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
That's right.
It exhausts me. Julius, are you as exhausted as I am? Just watching all of this, seeing how all of this shit goes down. Are y'all?
Sandra, do me a favor. I don't want Julius and I don't want to go to Facebook thing our show. So try to refrain from some of the language have helped, but because say doodle. I think you can say doodle, D-O-D-O, doodle.
I have not said that since I was probably 2, but okay. I cannot though.
Richard,
Yeah.
I'm on the air, buddy.
I'm exhausted though.
Yeah, I'll give you a call back.
Yeah, it's something. You
Hold
know,
on, let me put it on.
when they say that, when they say natural causes, that tells you right there that I mean, and he first it was a death because of for murder, because they they caused his death. Now you come back
Mm-hmm.
3 months later, or 4 months later, and say you change your ruling that he died of natural causes for events that happened there, but he died later, so it's natural causes. How the hell you can die of natural causes? Was he gonna die before then?
Exactly.
You're right.
Who paid you? Is what we want to know. Who paid you?
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
You know.
It baffles me. I really still can't understand it. It baffles me. Um,
Yeah.
my thing is still that there's not enough people being arrested, because we want the law to apply equally. And had it
Exactly.
been Black Lives Matter, then everybody there would have been in jail. They would have still been kicking their doors in the day, arresting everybody for being there. And if an officer would have died, all those Republicans up there in Congress would have been wanting everybody's head.
Man, please. First of all, again, I say, everybody had been mowed down as they was coming through or across that damn field. They would have been being mowed down, being sprayed by AR-15s because they would not have sent no doggone please be, use restraint letters or memos to them.
But Sandra and Charlie, that if one person did their job, and that was the guy who killed the woman trying to climb through the window so she can get in there, she want to be gung ho. If more of those guys would have shot more of those people, it wouldn't even went that far. They would have started retreating and getting the hell up out of there. Because
Exactly.
some of them were just followers.
And Julius, and Sandra, I want to say, I don't care what people say, it had to do with color. Because if there was a group of black people, Black Lives Matter, they would have been shooting automatic. They did not shoot any of those people when they purged the gates. They were wrong. They should have shoot, like Julius say, they should have shoot 1, 2, 3, and they would have stopped. They would have stopped. I'm telling you, they would have stopped.
Boy, I would have been aiming for heads. I promise to God. I would have had about 7 bodies under my it would have been like, there go 3, there go 4.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, it wouldn't have been 7. Once you drop 1 or 2, the rest would have backed up.
Been gone.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All he had to do is drop about 6 or 7 across that front line, and they would have scattered and back.
Yeah.
But if there were black people, I don't care what people say, they can put me in Facebook jail, we would have been shot, mowed down. I guarantee.
That is absolutely correct. We would have been, and
don't forget
it would have been justified.
Don't forget what Donald Trump said.
Yes.
Donald Trump said, we love you. Calm down, we love you. Who is we? He got a little mice in his pocket. Ain't no we, because I didn't love him at all. Where he got that we from?
Here's the tough question in our last few 9 minutes.
9 minutes ago?
Yes, sir. Should the sponsors be responsible also?
You mean sponsor who the Capitol Hill mask thing?
Like Clarence Thomas' wife, she sponsors 75
Yes.
The Publix lady that owned Publix, grocery supermarket, she sponsored a whole bunch of it.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you my opinion. I'm gonna give you my opinion. They should be exposed who was who so people can know, and then the public can do what they need to do. Protest them, don't go in Publix or whatever. Make them pay the economical price somehow.
Because
That's my opinion.
look what happened with
They can't
Maxine Walker.
control, Julian. They can't control after they rented the bus at least and what they was gonna do when they got there. That's all
See
I'm
what they
saying.
did with Maxine Waters when they told Maxine, the judge admonished Maxine in the Chauvin trial yesterday or day before yesterday. So if you could tell her that she can't say that, why can't you tell? Why can't these people say that they couldn't have they shouldn't have did what they did to incite a riot up there? Donald Trump told them people to go and
Yes, he
march on
did.
the mall.
He did. He
He
did.
did.
He did that.
Rudy
But you know
Giuliani
what?
told them people. Go ahead.
Yeah. Piggyback on what Charlie said is that we have not, you know, the newsreel is a 24-hour thing, but it's a very short thing because as soon as the next thing comes, we're off to the new thing.
True.
We haven't talked about the people that sponsored the buses.
Right.
We hadn't talked about them.
No.
We hadn't put the billboards out there that these were the people that
sponsor and help those people get there.
Yes. Yeah, because see, just like everything else, people have short memories, you know. So after, I mean, and people like the lady at Publix, shit, she knows all she got to do is lay low for about 2 weeks. You know, don't say nothing to the press, don't say nothing to nobody. And something else is going to happen.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. Something else is going to happen. She looks forward to a damn mass shooting or something like that so that she can get out of the public eye.
Right.
And
before you get away, Julie, before she get away, I got to ask her this. I'm going to ask you a tough question because when the campaign was going on, there's a guy called Gator Rivers. We didn't ask you about him. Give us your opinion of Gator Rivers because we need to know because Gator Rivers is supposed to be this scholar of something that's happening in Chatham County. Can you give us a little background about Gator Rivers and tell us about him? Because he don't tamper with me because I'm not to be played with. I'm waiting on you to tell me something about Gator and give me your true opinion.
Why are you bringing me into this, Charlie?
I ask you to give me your opinion for a minute on Gator.
She don't have one. Yeah. She don't have one.
Well, first of all,
go ahead.
First of all, I didn't like Tony. You know, I didn't like Tony. So I didn't have no meat in that. I mean, I didn't have no dog in that race.
Really? Julia?
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
I didn't have a dog in that race. But
you say you didn't have no meat in that race.
Yeah, I didn't have no shit. I never have any meat in any race. But if you're gonna do things, do it fair and reasonable. That's my whole take. And if you're going into my other take on it is don't go into a seat just to be there and sit there. Because
wow,
you know, the last person that was in the seat, they just occupied the seat. God rest their soul.
And so you saying the seat is still being just occupied and no substance. If you don't have to say anymore, you made your point. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all listening to us on the podcast tonight. Thank you so much. It's getting close to 9 o'clock. You know, most people now go to bed by 9:15, 9:30. So I need to get my prune juice. I mean, a glass of warm milk and go to bed. because it's time for me to leave.
Old people.
I thought you drink at night.
I do prune juice as much as I can get where I can be regular in the morning. So if Facebook want to put me in jail for that, they can. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, share, 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 share.
We don't want to talk about your doggone bowels and share
Share.
Julius, why did you go back to this? I like the old background.
I'm putting a new background in right now because I got something I'm gonna put up at the end. I want everybody to stay in so they could see it on the end. Don't you and Charlie go nowhere? Or we could talk 2 minutes after
Julius,
the show.
don't forget, I want to give the producer a shout out. The junior in college. What's her name again?
Crystal, she left at 8 o'clock. She only did half of the show.
Well, Crystal doing a good job. I want to give her a shout out. Sandra, I appreciate you coming on the show. You give it substance. I appreciate you. I value you. I'm Julius, as always. You do what you need to do. Need to renegotiate my contract and let me know something. And
I'll renegotiate your contract. I'm gonna need you and Sandra on the ground here when I start running hard. Yeah, so y'all be ready.
What I told you. You don't open your mouth about that. You got me. But if you do, I'm out. I don't play games. I don't bring nothing in our campaign but us. Because if we gonna win something, we gonna win.
Ivan Cohen say, "Go drink your damn prune juice."
Ivan Cohen, that I'm gonna have to catch myself. I'll be in Facebook jail.
Good night, people.
I want to say good night, Julius. Y'all guys take care. Thank you. Share, 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 share.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.